Good. So welcome everyone. This is our second GSFE meeting. GSFE is Global Society for Female Entrepreneur. And as we know, we have our lovely founder of GSFE, Lady Dr. Robbie Motor here with us and giving us privilege. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you everyone for joining. I am very much grateful. Our lovely speaker, today's speaker, is Rhonda. I'll share, and I'm going to share a few things about Rhonda, if you don't mind, Rhonda, right before giving this mic to you. So Rhonda is a powerhouse behind the Sher method and leading LinkedIn strategies. She's a trainer, she's a speaker. With over 50 years of the expertise, she has been empowering business owners, wow, entrepreneurs, and service provider to unlock full potential and LinkedIn. So we all are entrepreneur, and I'm sure somewhere in our life we come across that we do need to empower or learn the small or big tools about the LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform, and it is very useful for entrepreneurs, small business people, or even the multimillionaires. They need to know that how to use these tools to make most out of it. There are many technology available in the world. How much percentage we are using, right? We're not even using 2%. So I am so grateful to Rhonda here, who will teach us how to use LinkedIn and make most out of
any other site. So I invite you all to Google yourselves. Okay, go and Google yourself, and guess what will happen? Your LinkedIn profile is probably going to show up on the first page of Google, because people are 2 times more likely to see you there, right? But here's the thing that really happens. People show up on LinkedIn like amateurs. I call it basically going to a black tie event in your running clothes. So take a look at Karen. Karen's a big attorney. She does copyright and trademark in San Diego. Look at her before. You would actually not even know what she does, right? How much credibility does this lend her? Look at her after. She's got a beautiful banner, which, by the way, you can do with Canva, canva.com. It is free, okay? Notice the picture. Notice you can reach her. That's her office number. And then underneath, it tells you everything that she does. So you want to make sure that you're showing up like the expert you are. You don't want to be in the LinkedIn Witness Protection Program. Nobody is going to find you, right? But this is what people say. I try to update my profile every 5 years or so. You know, keep it current. Well, that's not it. How many of you have changed something that you've done even in the last year or two, right? You're really, but your profile doesn't reflect it, right? So you really want to make sure that you're doing that. Now, this is a slide that I want you to take a picture of, because this is what we're going to talk about. What should your profile contain? A banner. LinkedIn gives you blank space. Go to a professional headshot, okay? And I'll show you some examples. If anybody wants to volunteer, I will bring up your profile. How's that? Okay, pretty straightforward. But you want to make sure you have a keyword optimized headline, and I'll show you what that means. It doesn't mean that what you say is, so for example, Jackie, unmute for a second. Tell me what you do. It says wellness, but I don't know what you do.
Yeah, and I need to update, obviously. I'm a best-selling author, speaker, and optimal health coach. And what I'm really focusing now on is the speaking. So I need to do that.
What do you speak about? What do you speak about?
Wellness, faith, and being a better you.
Okay, so let's take that one step further. Okay, who's your ideal client? Because everybody wants wellness. Everybody wants to be their ideal selves, but who's the ideal client? I don't know who that is yet. So give me a little more help.
Working women between 40 and 60.
I love it. What's their problem? What's their challenge? Are they tired? Are they sick and tired of taking meds? Do they not have any energy? What's their problem?
They're tired. Their life is out of balance because they're trying to do so many things.
So they're like the juggler that can't keep all the balls in the air, right? They're tired
Yes.
of being tired, and they're actually pretty much the sandwich generation because they're probably taking care of their families and their parents potentially, correct?
Yes.
So when you put your headline there, Jackie, you're going to base it. We know being a best-selling author is awesome, okay? And a speaker is very important. So what I would say is professional speaker who works with women who are tired of being tired and want their energy, all the stuff that you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm taking notes.
So for all of you, I want you to write this sentence down. Clients hire me too. What do they hire you for? Now, I happen to know Susie, okay? Clients hire me to show them an alternative way to get out of pain, feel better without drugs. Okay, so if any of you know about LifeWave, you know that Susie's a walking example. But that's why clients hire her, right? So you want to make sure you have that headline. Contact information. Ladies, if I can't reach you, I can't do business with you, okay? Make sure you have your contact information. Here's a little tip, since we're all women, I'm going to give you my favorite tip. Do not put your personal cell phone number on there. And you know why? Because if you put your personal cell phone number, guess what happens? I could go on there and find out where you live most of the time. I could find out how much you paid for your house, and I could show up at your door. I don't think you want me to do that. So go get a Google Voice, go get a second phone, use an office number, but don't put your personal cell unless you want all that information out there. Does that make sense? And if you're single, you really don't want to do that, okay? Your featured section. This is the part of your profile that most people leave out. The featured section is where, how many of you have been on a podcast? Any of you have been on a podcast? Put it in your featured section, because what can you see in a podcast? They can tell your story, right? Perfect. So you want to put that in there. Okay, let's see. Who's a good example here of somebody that we could talk about with a case study? Okay, Jeanette, you want to unmute for a sec? I'll just pick on you. Is that okay? You just have to click the space bar or unmute.
You want to do it mine? I'm happy to volunteer.
Okay, I'm with you.
Perfect. Okay, it doesn't, perfect. Absolutely, totally cool. So here's the thing, okay? If I wanted to know about you, right? If I wanted to know, a little bit about you, right? What would I need to know in order, in the first 3 lines of your profile, for me to be captured enough to want to keep reading? What would you tell me? Why do clients hire you?
Well,
Dr.
LinkedIn, I think kind of shows who I am, and CEO brings technology to the senior community. My business name is Jeanette's Joy, and I blah blah blah. I
love that. So,
in front of me.
So you said something magic, okay? You bring it to the senior community, right? So I don't like the word senior because I am one, okay? What about baby boomers? Because baby boomers are better. People know, if you're a baby boomer, you know it, right? Does that make sense? So, here's one thing that I want you to take out of there. Never use the word help. Nurses help. You work with, you empower, okay? I work with. So in your about section, we'll go to some examples, but you want to make sure that that about section tells your story, and you need a call to action. What do you want them to do after they read your profile? Do you want them to book a call? Do you want to send them to your free whatever? People move at the speed of direction. So you want your about section to really tell people that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Featured section. Okay. I will show you the featured section. The featured section is a case study. So let's do an example. All right. I'll give you one, and then I want somebody to volunteer. Is that fair enough? Okay. So here's an example of a case study. I was referred a client who wanted to, she had worked for the cruise industry for 35 years. She was let go, got an amazing package. And she said, I want to be an executive coach. And I told her that having 35 years experience in one job, in one industry with no certifications as a coach, it was highly unlikely that she was going to get hired. So I suggested that because she loved what she was doing, that she could continue to do that, but as a fractional. Okay, so that's the context. The challenge was she wanted to be a coach, wanted to continue working, even though she didn't need to, and needed some guidance on what she could do. I recommended that she become a fractional chief commercial officer in the cruise industry. I upgraded her profile. These are the steps I took. I upgraded her profile. I showed her the steps to reach out to smaller companies and attorneys who work with them to see if they wanted to have a conversation with her about adding a cruise division where she could help them. So it was part-time, okay? Literally within 2 months, she had 2 part-time gigs off to Japan, and I haven't even spoken to her because she's so busy with all of her chief commercial fractional engagements. That's a case study. Did I tell you her name? No. Did I tell you dates? No, but I can. Okay, I have her permission to do that. So who can give me an example of a case study, which is basically, you know, if it was you, Dr. Susie, it could be somebody came to you in excruciating pain. They had sciatica, they could barely walk, were tired of the shots and the physical therapy. You basically gave them a protocol using the LifeWave patches. Within 2 months, they were actually walking, they were actually doing 5K walks. That's a case study.
Yeah.
Right? It's probably not too far from the truth. Yeah? So where do you put that? In your featured section. Okay, I'm going to show you all this in real life. I'm going to give you one other tip, ladies, and this is really big, okay? Under education, how many of you have the dates that you went to school? Be honest. How many have the dates? Okay. You do not have to put the dates there, okay? If you look on my profile, it does not have the dates because guess what, ladies? If you saw that I graduated college, I'm going to tell you because we're all friends, right? We're all sisters. 1978. What does that tell you? That tells you that I'm going to be 69 this year. How did that happen? Okay. Guess what? I paid too much for a Botox for you guys to know how old I am because somebody's going to think I'm too old. My kids already told me I was geriatric. So guess what? When you go to my profile, it just says I went to the University of Massachusetts in Amherst and to Delphi, but it doesn't tell you the year because I don't want you to know how old I am because if you're 35 or 40, you're going to think I'm way too old.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest of this is all of your stuff. Public. And the other thing I want to jump to is recommendations. Recommendations are huge. Make sure your recommendations are current. That means 23, 24. If they're old, they're dated, and a recommendation has to come from a first level connection. Okay. So I'm going to skip through some of these because I just want to show you an example. Remember, I talked about your keyword headline. So this is one of my clients who is an executive VP at Colliers, right? Tells you absolutely nothing. But then look, tells you that he does international real estate, portfolio management. Look at the difference. This is a headline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump. This is the featured section, by the way, so I want you to see this. How many of you have a featured section? Raise your hands. Okay, a couple of you. How many of you don't? Easy peasy. You add the section. So this is my sizzle reel. Okay. That's me speaking, and guess what it really is? It's a commercial. It's got all these video testimonials of people that said nice things, and I just recorded them. Could we mute everybody so that there's no background noise? Dr. J, would that be okay, except for me? We don't want to mute me. Okay, cool. Or you can mute yourself. Now, why do I have this post here? Because this post went viral. It got 2 million views, and I teach a course on how to get appointments from posts. So I teach you everything. But if I can't get a post to go viral, do I have the credibility to teach it to you? Absolutely not. And this was just one of the many hundreds of podcasts that I've been on. Okay. So basically, here's the big slide that I want you to see. And then I'm going to jump to LinkedIn because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time boring you with slides. I want to do real stuff. Is that good for you guys? Actually, if I jump over and we do it in real time, because that's how you learn, right? But take a picture of this because how you use LinkedIn to create credibility, visibility, and profitability is number one. When you're sending a connection request, personalize it. Don't just hit connect. Okay. Acknowledge birthdays. This is one of the easiest ways that you can actually generate appointments is sending personalized birthday messages. One of the things that's really cool, and I'm going to show you something, sending video, okay? Sending video will literally increase the amount of people that will book a call with you up to 70%. I'm not kidding. And I'll tell you what I use. Now, what I use is a paid for service. It's called Dub, D-U-B-B, and I'll put it in the chat for you, okay? And you can get a free trial. And here's a little secret. Get the free trial, call them and say, you know what, I didn't have enough time, and they'll give you another week for free, okay? You got 2 weeks to play with this. When it comes to posting, it's all about liking, sharing, commenting. We don't have time for that, but I will show you. This, ladies, is a gold mine. Create a webinar. How many of you are experts at what you do? Jeanette, you just told me what an expert you are. Jackie, you're an expert, right? All of you are. Robbie, all of you. You create a webinar, you put it on LinkedIn, and you can invite up to 1,000 people per week, okay? To listen to what you have to say. How cool is that? And then if you've got a couple of people that will be your admin, they can each add 1,000. So you could be inviting up to 5,000 people per week. What would your business look like, ladies, if you could have, let's be really conservative, okay? 50 people on Zoom listening to what you have to say, educating them. And you had a call to action at the end. What would your business look like? I will tell you, your business will be, your pipeline will be filled, okay? So this is really, posting pertinent information. You don't really have to use Sales Nav and sending messages. So this is just sort of the big overview. I just want to give you my contact info so you can take a picture of this, so you can have it. And then I'm going to close my my PowerPoint so I can actually go into it. Okay, does that make sense? Are you good with that? And the last thing, if you want, totally up to you, if you want to book an hour with me to figure out how do you do everything, you can literally go to the shermethod.com or just go to my Calendly. I'll put it in the chat and you can book the hour there. It's just my way of giving back. It's actually going up to $497. It's $297. Let me stop this. Okay, I'll put that in the chat. Just bear with me for 1 second. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go over to LinkedIn. So who wants to look at their profile? Anybody want to volunteer? Okay.
Yeah.
So questions so far? Anybody have a question? Robbie, you have a question, or you're just raising your hand because you think it's helpful? Anybody have a question? Okay, let me show you what. You have a question? Go ahead.
Yes. Where is the feature section? You were mentioning that feature. We need to add feature.
I'm going to show you. Okay. So I'll show it to you on mine so you can see.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. Okay. So here's my featured section. This is where you can subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to take this one out, but right now it's just services offered. And then I have my sizzle reel. This is my post. So you could put up to 16 things here, but all people see are the first 3. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So this is the part of the really fun part with posting, but let me show you how you generate appointments. Okay. So I'll just go over here to messaging, and you have to have the paid version in order to see who's viewed your profile. Okay. That's important. So let's see if I can show you a simple video that I did. Let's see. Okay. So here's a video that I did, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is a guy that I've been connected to. Okay. You can see I wrote to him in 2024. And then I actually wanted to reconnect with him because his market is my market. So I don't want you to just think about who's the end user, okay, but who has your client that's not competing with you. So in Susie's case, okay, it might be a chiropractor or a physical therapist, because a physical therapist does great work. They're not competing, but they could also be offering LifeWave to their clients. It's not going to put them out of business. It's just going to, make the healing go faster. Am I correct, Dr. Susie? Yes. So check this out. So I use Dub. I'll put the link in the chat. Okay. And typically 70% of the people will book. So here's what I did. It goes just like this. And it's going to be a little hard to hear, so I apologize, but let me play it for you.
Hey, Stephen, it's Rhonda Sher. We've been connected on LinkedIn for a while, and your profile popped up. I think you actually liked a post of, I believe it was Gary's post. And I noticed that you're actually in Newton in Boston. I grew up in Everett, went to UMass Amherst. And I also work with attorneys, but I work with them differently than you. I'm actually a LinkedIn expert, so I work with a lot of attorneys showing them how to get out of the LinkedIn Witness Protection Program with their profiles, something you absolutely don't need. And I show them how to generate appointments using LinkedIn. So I was wondering if maybe it would make sense for us to jump on a call and see how we could support each other. I know that there are attorneys that I work with that certainly could use.
Do you get the gist? I'm sending a video, right? Guess what? 70%, and then he gets to actually email me back, reply with Dub. Okay, let me show you another example of how this actually ended up in an appointment. And you literally could do this with anything. So here's Marlene. Okay, I found that she liked one of the posts, okay, of one of my clients. Pretty straightforward. So here's the message that I sent her. This was my connection request. Marlene, notice that you also like John Billinger's post about why to get life insurance early. We share 25 mutual connections and are both active networks. Would it make sense for us to connect? How many of you could find a post that somebody that you think you want to meet liked? Could you all do that? It's pretty easy, right? Easy. Then I sent her a connection request. She accepted it. And this is what I said. Notice what she said. I just booked next month. Okay, so here's the video telling you this is easy. Okay.
Accepting the connection.
Oops, sorry. I'll show you.
Hey, Marlene, just wanted to say thanks so much for accepting my connection request on LinkedIn. Absolutely love your style, and you're right on about digital assets. It just makes such a difference, and
So I'm talking about what I saw in your profile, okay? And I sent her this, and guess what happened? She booked a call. You don't even have to be posting, ladies, to be able to get this kind of interaction. All you have to do is look at the people that liked the post, okay? So who's posted recently? Anybody here posted? Anybody been posted? Do we have anybody? Okay, let me show you how I did this.
I posted
I
posted our the session.
Oh, okay, but not, yeah, you posted that, but you didn't post kind of like a fun post, right? So let me show you a fun post, okay? So John's one of my clients, and I was teaching him, you know, he wanted to get more appointments. So I said, okay, well, let's just figure this out. Okay, so this, you can watch the whole thing, but this is a really, really fun little video about two young kids, and basically they talk about how in the blink of an eye, 14 years go by, they have 3 kids, and what are the chances that, you know, this little teenager would go for a guy like that, right? And it's really funny. You can go look at it if you want. But I want you to see that this post got almost a 250,000 views. Okay, now the views don't matter. How did I write this? How did he write this? We used a tool. Basically, it was an AI tool. But here's what I want to show you. You can all click on this, not just me, all of you. 419 people liked it. So this is where I found Marlene. So I clicked on her and I basically said, hey, I noticed you liked this post. Would it make sense for us to connect? And then I invited her on a call. Really, really easy. And I'll go through it. I found many more. So of all of these people, think about it, there's 420 of them. How many appointments can I generate? This is actually kind of crazy, right? When you think about it. So let me summarize. Okay, there's 3 methods, 3 steps to what I teach. The first one is position. How are you showing up? Are you actually going like you're in your running clothes and you're showing up, you know, in your running clothes for a black tie event, or you dress for the party? Does your profile really show who you are? Second, prospecting. That could literally mean reaching out to just the people that are in this room, reaching out to the people that are in the GSFE network and say, hey, we're both sisters. Would it make sense for us to jump on a call and learn about each other? Really easy, right? I mean, and you can even do it with a video. And I promise you, nobody's going to say no because of the community that Robbie has created over all these years, right? And then the third part of it is profit, okay? Here's what I want you to imagine, and I'm going to get to your, Angela, I'm going to get to your question right now in 1 second, but here's what I want you to imagine, okay? All of you now have the ability, okay, to be able to generate 40 appointments a month, okay? 40. These are 30-minute appointments, 40 minutes. So, Jeanette, if you could talk to 40 people every single month. Now, I'm talking about this as a first date, okay? I'm not saying, hey, show me your credit score and tell me your, no, this is what do you do? Who can I introduce you to? And you might say, hey, have you heard of GSFE? Oh my gosh, it's like the best networking for women. Love to have you come and visit one of our chapters, right? You guys have something in your backyard, in your back pocket, right?
Right.
So imagine that you start reaching out, okay? Now you're talking to 40 people. That's only an hour a day because it's a 30-minute call and you build a 15-minute buffer in, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Jeanette, how much more business do you think you could generate if you had 40 calls a month with the right people?
18.
18. Okay, how many zeros is that going to put in your
or
bank
more
at the end of this? Okay, so how much business is that going to generate for you?
If I'm talking to, did you say 40 people?
A month.
A month. I would hope for a very high percentage, more like, 35 minimum, depending on how I present it.
Yep. So what's the average investment if somebody wants to work with you?
My numbers are so low, you would not believe, because I need all these skill sets to market myself.
So imagine you set your goal for 2025, the end of the year. Okay, you have your number. We work backwards. If you're talking to 40 people and you are asking the right questions, which is simply hitting the pain points, okay? And most people, so for Susie, their pain points are really pain, okay? For who's our lovely lady who was it you, Jackie, that was talking about tired of being tired for your baby boomers, right? Okay, really? Are you tired of being tired? How many times do you hit the snooze button? I've got the solution, right? I mean, that's really kind of the solution, right? So imagine you get them, and even if you just get them into a lower program and they kind of work their way up, how cool is that, right? So I want to answer your question, Dr. Angela. Why don't you unmute and ask your question? Because I want to make sure I'm cognizant of the time. You need to unmute, and I'm happy to answer it. As long as you don't want to know my weight, because I already told you my age.
Thank you, Rhonda. My question is this, that, I try to use more LinkedIn than Facebook because I would like to attract more business people. And my goal is basically, and Robbie knows and Susie knows, my first goal is to get more GSFE members from people in LinkedIn.
Okay, what do you do, by the way?
I'm sorry?
What do you do? What's your full-time job?
I don't have a full-time job.
Oh, great. So you just want to recruit women in GSFE, correct?
Yeah, because I'm an action coach, but that I call that part-time. My almost full-time is that I dedicated my time to grow GSFE, and that is my goal.
Give this woman a round of applause. Oh my God.
That's my goal.
Literally. Rhonda had to find her.
So to me,
amazing.
I want to do LinkedIn because I felt that we need to attract more entrepreneurship spirit, entrepreneurship mindset who join GSFE. So
I
that's
love that.
why
So
I do a LinkedIn instead of Facebook. But then you said to post a fun video, and I look at, my apology, I look at more like similar like Facebook. So what is the difference?
It is, but here's the thing.
It's more like Facebook now.
It is and it isn't, okay? And I'll tell you why. The videos might look like Facebook. I will grant you that 100%. But when you look at how you spin the video, okay, it's always about business. So for you, okay, your headline could be, Are you a woman looking for an amazing networking group that's the best kept secret, that won't break the bank, where you create community, sisterhood, opportunities, and we have a leader that literally will show you how to make money showing up, because everything with Robbie is showing up, right?
Mhm.
So you could literally use that, be sending out invitations to people and inviting them. And my guess is that, I don't know what Robbie's goal is for GSFE, but my guess is that if you use that approach, now I would suggest that you get the paid version of LinkedIn to do that, okay, with a good profile. My guess is you could bring in another 250 to 500 members. Robbie, how many members do you want to bring in this year? Unmute for a sec. I can't, you have to unmute.
You're muted, Robbie.
We're at 318. I'd love to double it. If every person gave me one member, we'd be over 600.
Yeah.
So
And to
easy.
let you know, Rhonda, this is what I know. The goal is what Robbie said, but my goal is more, I want the quality rather than the quantity of GSFE members. And
Of course.
and the reason for that, because then we don't have, like, we will have a retained membership that people
Right.
that business, like, you know, like
100%.
some,
You don't
like
want tire
all of them.
kickers. So can I pull up your profile? Is that okay? Do I have
Yes,
permission?
yeah, you can pull my
Okay.
profile.
Okay. So this, and actually Robbie's right. If everybody just invited one person, okay, you literally could have this, where's your last name here? Angeline Benjamin.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, my LinkedIn.
Oh, you did? Okay. That makes my life a whole lot easier. Where are we? Oh, look at that. Is this you right here?
Yeah, in the chat.
Okay, let's put it here. Let's see. Okay. There you are. Is that you?
No, that's Liliana. I'm
Oh, that
Angel.
was Liliana. Okay. Wrong one. I went to the wrong one here. Hang on. Okay, bear with me. Let me see. Oh, here you are. Okay, perfect. Okay. So, by the way, all of you, when you're reaching out to women, most people don't know about GSFE. You could easily invite them to an event. Okay. I would get rid of the open to work, by the way. Okay. Unless you're looking for a job full time, I would get rid of that. I love this. Okay. This is great. What I would be doing though, when you're reaching out to people, is basically say, I would get rid of the word help, I work with, or women hire me. But if you're saying that you really want to focus on just growing GSFE, I would basically talk about the opportunity to join GSFE. Are you a professional entrepreneurial woman looking to take your business to the next level? Looking to be with a group of women where you can get coaching, sisterhood, speaking, access to a membership, all the opportunities that GSFE offers, okay?
Mhm.
And put that here, okay? And then when you're reaching out, because this is all about you, which is awesome, it's absolutely awesome, but it's not going to help you grow GSFE unless what you start out with over here, okay, is instead of action coach, put group leader or whatever title you want to give yourself with GSFE. Does that make sense? You just add a new position.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Would that interfere with, again, with the GSFE website and GSFE Facebook?
No, not
Okay.
at all. You're just adding another thing that you're doing. Okay. That's all it really is. You're just adding something else that you're doing. So,
Okay.
and again, you know, I would take out the dates. Okay. I would just take out the dates because again, you know,
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're about the same age, but you know what? People just make judgments about that. So take it out. But the reality of what I would do is I would really say, you know, I would lead with GSFE, right? I would totally lead with it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And for all of you, you can send a message that basically just says, Liliana, came across your profile. Looks like we share some common connections. I know of an amazing networking group. Would love to share it with you, as probably there are some good opportunities for you. Let's connect. So we connect, and then I just follow up and say, hey, thanks so much, Liliana, for accepting my connection request. Would it make sense for us to jump on a call? I do know of a networking group. And then I would put in parentheses, not very expensive, right? Or not like not like BNI or whatever you want to say, or not like that 3-lettered group that everybody knows about, that could really take your business to the next level. And we're looking for women just like you. It's complimentary to guest, right? Whether you're virtual or not. So again, you all have an amazing call to action simply because you're a member of this group. Like, how cool is that? I mean, honestly, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So questions, takeaways, because I think I'm out of time and I don't want to go over. I'm just going to put in the chat my Calendly. And if you go to my Calendly, there's actually a place where you can just purchase an hour if that's something that you want. Or you could do a get to know you. I have courses. So I have a course that teaches you how to do your own profile. How many of you would want to do, Susie, weren't you in that class, do your own profile?
Yes. And I posted a video and it's on my activity, but I don't know how to see who's looked at it.
I can show you that. So here's the course. I just put it in the chat. That's the course. It's recorded. It's a do-it-yourself. If you want to learn how to really upgrade your profile, it's all recorded. You probably see Susie in it because she was in the class. There's a workbook that goes with it, and it literally tells you everything on how to do it. So there's lots of ways that you can upgrade yourself and up level without breaking the bank, right? But at the end of the day, think about this. You could talk to 30 or 40 people every single month, okay? And out of that, even if 1 or 2 give you a referral or say, how do I work with you? What's your business going to look like? You can literally put 6 figures in your business with LinkedIn. And I know you probably all feel like you're drinking from a fire hose, so I have to apologize. But I didn't want you to feel like, oh, let me put the video program in. Thank you for reminding me.
Hey, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Rhonda. I believe
You're welcome.
This is our end of training from your side. So I'm going to open the floor for everyone, and big round of applause for Rhonda. She has amazing name by now. It's Dr. Jess Sajnani, and I'm a founder of Global Talent Solution, which is a non-profit organization with a vision to create a future where talent knows no boundaries. We believe that everyone, regardless of their background, circumstances, they should have a quality education, training, opportunity to excel their chosen field. And the border is always the problem because either it costs you money or time or energy. But with having this AI tools and the technology, it's easy to learn over the platforms of the Zoom, team networks and other. So we serve as a bridge between the education system and the talent across the globe. We offer study abroad program, cultural exchange program, student exchange program, and online speaking sessions where students and professionals, they get engaged and talk about what they want to do, what's the future look like with the industry experts on the London GSFE meeting. Please connect with me and I will let you know what's the procedure. It's very easy and I can get you on the GSFE board as well.